What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Life's a Dance podcast. I am your host, Trey Culata. Thank you, as always, for joining me on this journey as I try to demystify and untangle the human mind and our human experience so that we can uncover all of the natural joy, prosperity, and authenticity that we have inside of us and that we're all entitled to in this life, so that we can live our life to its fullest potential. Today, I am talking about something that I'm kind of proud of. It's a little baby that I just brought into the world, and I'm calling it the 1-2-3 Joy Protocol. It is a quick 6-minute daily joy practice that we can quickly implement into our lives in order to rewire our brains to naturally identify and feel more joy in our lives. And what's great about this is it literally only takes 6 minutes. 1 minute for part 1, 2 minutes for part 2, and 3 minutes for part 3. So let's get going. So without further ado, minute 1, what I want you to do is I want you to start with 1 minute of breathing. Okay, this is going to regulate our nervous system and calm us down so that we can open ourselves and our field of energy for the joy that we want to receive, right, and experience. So 1 minute of breathing, start with 3 deep breaths, simple enough, okay? Then after that, move to box breathing, okay? And all box breathing is 4 seconds, deep breath in, then you hold for 4 seconds, and then you let it out for 4 seconds, okay? And again, this is just to prime us for the next 5 minutes and get us into a state of calm. And this is a technique that has been used by the military and countless, therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists to help and doctors to help us just regulate our nervous system when we're in a state of kind of frenzy or anxiety. So start with that, and then as you're breathing, recognize where in your body you may be holding on to tension. Could be your heart, could be your chest, could be your gut, maybe it's your hands or your head, and just gently ask, please let me release this, okay? Very simple. So 3 deep breaths, move to box breathing, notice where any tension is, and ask for it to please be released, okay? That's minute number 1. Minute number 2. I want you to write down, and I guess I should have prefaced this in the beginning. All you really need for this entire exercise is a pen, and a journal, and or a piece of paper. I think a journal is probably more appropriate just so that you can kind of see your progress and keep track of it over the course of however long you do this, hopefully forever. And remember that it takes 21 days to form a habit. So stick with this for 21 days and see how you feel. Okay? So minute number 1 is breathing. Minute number 2, sorry for jumping around on you guys, but that's just the way my brain works. Minute number 2, I want you to write down 2 things that are or could possibly be, if you had to guess, blocking you from feeling joy. Did you have an argument with somebody, a significant other, a coworker, your boss, your child, whatever? Did you have a tough day at work? Are your kids just not listening to you? Was it just, a tough day? Any number of things that could potentially be blocking you from joy. Maybe something more deep-seated has been, kind of weighing on you or just residing within you for a while. You've been carrying it around. It doesn't matter if it's just something that's just for that day or it's something that's been going on for a while. Take 2 minutes, write it down, and then ask yourself, why is this showing up in my life? And you don't have to have the answer to this question. But every time you do this, I want you to ask yourself, why is this showing up in my life? Because if I've learned anything throughout the process of my life, it's that when shit pops up, it's the universe trying to teach me or show me something that I need to change within myself. So again, for 2 minutes, write down 2 things that could be blocking you from experiencing or feeling joy that day, and just quietly ask yourself, why is this showing up in my life? If you happen to have the answer and you feel like writing it down, go for it, but you don't have to, because this is only supposed to take a couple of minutes, okay? Just kind of mentally note it to yourself. Moving on to the next step, step 3, which is 3 minutes. For the next 3 minutes, I want you to write down 3 things that you would consider a win for that day, or 3 things that brought you joy for that day. And I want you to focus on micro joy. I talked about this in the last episode as well. This concept of micro joy, anything that brings you even a 1 or 2 on a scale of 10 out of joy, happiness, or pleasure. It could be as small as just a good cup of coffee that morning. You just happen to brew it just right. I don't know. You asked your child to do something and they said, okay, on the first ask. I know that's always just like that. That's that micro joy for me, baby. Or it could be something big, like you got a promotion that day. But whatever it is, just pick 3 things, keep it to 3, and then write down why they brought you joy. Okay, because when you write down 3 things, it literally only takes probably 20 seconds. So really reinforcing the why, like why did that bring me joy, is going to help your brain recognize when more things like that occur and pop up in your life, which again is going to re-trigger those feelings of joy over and over and over again. The more our brain, it's almost like there's a part of our brain called the reticular activating system, right? I think that's what it's called. And it's naturally wired to, like, for instance, when you go and you buy a new car, all of a sudden you notice all the other cars that are the same as your car on the road. It opens the gate and it's like, oh, that's like my car. Oh, that's like my car. And you just start recognizing it all the time. You just start seeing it, the same thing everywhere you go. And this is the same type of thing where once we start recognizing the little things that bring us the micro joy, and we start recognizing them all the time, and then we just start naturally feeling more joy throughout our day. So that's the point of this exercise, okay? So in review, I'm just going to do a real quick recap. Minute 1, we're doing our breathing, and we're start with 3 deep breaths, move to box breathing, and then recognize where there's any tension that you might be holding in your body, chest, heart, wherever, and just ask quietly for it to be released. For the next 2 minutes, write down 2 things that are blocking you from joy and ask why they are showing up in your life. Mentally note it to yourself. Then the next 3 minutes, the final 3 minutes, write down 3 things that you would consider a win or 3 things that brought you joy that day and why. And that's all it takes, guys. 6 minutes a day. And I want you to practice this for 21 days. Everybody can find 6 minutes in a day to do this. All right? And I'm not going to even suggest that you do it in your notes app in your phone. I feel like that's not visceral enough. Like, we need to be writing this shit down with a pen and paper, the old school way, physically, the energy of writing it down. There is just, I don't know why, but there is just something more visceral about it than just throwing it in a note that you just never look at again on your phone. And it's kind of fun. Make the process fun. Go out, buy yourself a special little joy journal, get yourself a fun little bookmark tassel, and so that you always know where you are in your journal. I don't know. Just do whatever, again, sparks joy. Because that's what this process is all about, right? All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I hope you got something out of it, maybe a little bit of joy. If you liked it, please, hit that thumbs up, make some scribes, as my daughter likes to say, and I will see you next week. Report back to me. How does it feel after a whole week of doing this 6-minute 1, 2, 3 joy protocol practice? Okay. I love you all. Until next time, let's dance.